Welcome to Harry Potter Daily, a channel dedicated to all things Harry Potter. In today's video, we'll be discussing a controversial topic: why Ginny Weasley and Harry Potter should not have gotten together. While their romance may seem like a natural progression of their characters' development, some fans have criticized the suddenness of their relationship and the lack of build-up to their feelings for each other. We'll be exploring these criticisms and discussing why some fans feel that Ginny and Harry's relationship feels contrived or forced. So grab your wands and join us as we delve into this debate about one of the most contentious romantic pairings in the wizarding world. Ginny's character wasn't given enough development early on in the series to fully establish her as a love interest for Harry. While she does have a crush on Harry from the beginning of the series, her character isn't given much attention until the fourth book, Harry Potter and the Goblet of Fire. Even then, her role is relatively minor until later books in the series. The suddenness of Ginny and Harry's romantic relationship feels out of place because it doesn't feel like there was enough build-up to their feelings for each other. In the earlier books, Harry doesn't show much interest in Ginny, and there's not much interaction between the two characters. This can make their sudden romantic involvement later in the series feel jarring or contrived. Ginny's personality and interests aren't fully explored or developed until later books in the series. Before that, she's often portrayed as shy and not particularly confident. This can make it difficult for readers to fully invest in her as a love interest for Harry, especially given his own personality and interests. Throughout the earlier books, there are very few interactions between the two characters that suggest any romantic interest between them. Instead, Harry's attention is more focused on his adventures and his relationships with Ron and Hermione. However, there are some hints of Ginny's interest in Harry throughout the series. In the second book, Harry Potter and the Chamber of Secrets, Ginny has a crush on Harry and writes in his diary as part of Tom Riddle's manipulation. In the fifth book, Harry Potter and the Order of Phoenix, Ginny becomes a more prominent character, and Harry begins to see her in a new light. Despite these hints, the relationship between Ginny and Harry does seem to come out of nowhere. Part of the reason for this may be that the earlier books are focused more on Harry's adventures and less on his personal relationships. Additionally, the books are written from Harry's perspective, and he may not have been aware of Ginny's feelings until later in the series. Another factor to consider is that the romantic relationships in the Harry Potter series are not the primary focus of the story. Instead, they are a subplot that develops gradually over the course of the series. While some readers may find Ginny and Harry's relationship sudden, others may see it as a natural progression of their characters' development. Additionally, some readers might argue that Ginny's personality and interests aren't fully explored or developed until later books in the series. Before that, she's often portrayed as shy and not particularly confident. This can make it difficult for readers to fully invest in her as a love interest for Harry, especially given his own personality and interests. Yes, that's another valid point to consider when discussing Ginny and Harry's romantic relationship. In the earlier books, Ginny is often portrayed as shy and somewhat in the background, with little attention given to her character development. It's not until the later books that Ginny's personality and interests are explored in more depth, making it difficult for readers to fully invest in her as a love interest for Harry. One of the challenges with developing Ginny's character in the earlier books is that the story is primarily told from Harry's perspective. As a result, we don't get to see much of Ginny's inner life or personality until she becomes more involved in the story. However, as the series progresses, we see Ginny become more confident, outspoken, and independent, which helps to make her a more compelling character. Another factor to consider is that Harry and Ginny's personalities and interests are quite different. Harry is focused on his quest to defeat Voldemort and often takes risks to achieve his goals. In contrast, Ginny is more grounded and practical, with a love of Quidditch and a strong sense of family loyalty. These differences can make it difficult for readers to see them as a natural match. However, some readers may argue that these differences are what make Ginny and Harry's relationship interesting. They complement each other in ways that make them a strong and dynamic couple, even if their personalities and interests are initially at odds. Ultimately, whether readers find Ginny and Harry's relationship compelling or not will depend on their individual perspectives and interpretations of the characters. The truth is, Harry should have ended up with Hermione. Some readers might argue that Harry and Hermione's close friendship throughout the series would have made them a more natural fit as a romantic pairing. They have a deep understanding of each other, and they share many experiences throughout the series that help to establish a strong bond between them. Some readers might point to moments in the series where Harry and Hermione display a strong emotional connection or have moments of intimacy that could be interpreted as romantic. For example, in Harry Potter and the Deathly Hallows, when Ron leaves the group, Harry and Hermione spend a lot of time alone together, and some readers might interpret their relationship during this time as having romantic undertones. Additionally, some readers might argue that Harry and Hermione have more complementary personalities and interests than Harry and Ginny do. Harry and Hermione are both highly intelligent and resourceful characters, and they share a passion for learning and solving problems. Some readers might argue that this shared intellectual curiosity and problem-solving ability makes them a better match than Harry and Ginny, who have less in common in terms of personality and interests. It's important to note that J.K. Rowling, the author of the Harry Potter series, has stated that she never intended for Harry and Hermione to end up together romantically. She has stated that their relationship is purely platonic, and that she believes Harry and Ginny are a better match. Ultimately, the interpretation of the relationship dynamics between Harry, Hermione, and Ginny is up to the reader, and different readers may have different opinions on which pairing is the strongest. In conclusion, while Ginny Weasley and Harry Potter's relationship may have seemed like a natural fit for some readers, there are valid reasons why others feel that their romance was sudden and underdeveloped. As fans, we all have our opinions and preferences when it comes to our favorite characters' relationships. We hope this discussion has shed some light on why some fans feel that Ginny and Harry's relationship missed the mark. But at the end of the day, we can all agree that the wizarding world is a magical place, full of adventure, friendship, and love. And speaking of love, we'd love it if you could like, share, comment, and subscribe to Harry Potter Daily for more discussions on your favorite wizarding world topics. After all, as Dumbledore once said, happiness can be found, even in the darkest of times, if one only remembers to turn on the light. So let's keep the light of Harry Potter shining bright.